Humans will do anything to save 5 minutes, even if it costs them their house, car, and dignity. 1. The microwave masterpiece. A man in Texas decided his frozen burrito shouldn't take 2 whole minutes to cook. So, in a stroke of time-saving genius, he wrapped it in aluminum foil to speed up the process. The microwave disagreed, violently. The resulting fireball melted his kitchen appliances, triggered the sprinklers, and cost him $12,000 in repairs. The burrito? Still frozen in the middle. It's the culinary equivalent of setting your wallet on fire to save a quarter. 2. The express lane architect. A delivery driver in Poland thought the GPS's 15-minute detour around a river was for amateurs, so he drove straight across the frozen water to save time. The ice didn't share his enthusiasm for efficiency. The van went through halfway, and his packages took a scenic underwater route. When rescuers arrived, he explained, "I thought the ice looked confident. It wasn't. Amazon Prime, now with free subaquatic shipping." 3. The shortcut that wasn't a woman in California took a shortcut around rush hour by using a construction zone as her personal highway. She drove right past the barriers and onto freshly poured cement, trapping her car mid-lane like a fly in amber. Workers stood around watching as she revved her engine deeper into the wet concrete. She claimed she was just following Google Maps. Somewhere, a traffic cone wept for humanity. 4. The self-cleaning dishwasher hack. A man in Ohio thought he could save time by washing all his dirty clothes in the dishwasher. His logic? It sprays water, doesn't it? 10 minutes later, his kitchen looked like a laundromat had exploded. Socks in the ceiling fan, underwear in the light fixture, and one furious cat that somehow got involved. He told reporters he just wanted to combine chores. Congratulations, you've combined laundry day and flood insurance. 5. The jet fuel coffee incident. A college student in Arizona needed caffeine now. Instead of waiting for the coffee to brew, he poured espresso grounds directly into boiling water and drank it for efficiency. His body disagreed. He spent the next 6 hours vibrating at a frequency only dogs could hear, and his Fitbit thought he'd run a marathon. When asked what he learned, he said, "I saved 5 minutes, but lost track of time itself." Somewhere, a barista just felt a disturbance in the force. 6. The duct tape mechanic. A guy in Australia didn't want to waste time waiting for a tow truck after his car's bumper fell off, so he reattached it with duct tape and then taped the license plate on top. The problem? The bumper detached again at 60 mph, taking the plate with it. Police later found him on the side of the road holding a roll of tape like it was evidence of a conspiracy. His defense? It worked on Mythbusters. His car didn't make it home, but his ego held firm. Barely. 7. The fast food sprint. In Florida, of course, a man grew impatient at a slow drive-through line and decided to run inside to place his order faster. Except he left his car and drive. While he argued about his fries inside, his car casually rolled forward, hit the menu board, and crushed the front door he'd just entered through. The CCTV footage shows him standing between his meal and his totaled car, fries in hand, face frozen in cosmic regret. Sometimes the slowest lane is the safest one, buddy. Number 8. The laptop in the freezer trick. A tech genius in Oregon decided his laptop was overheating, and instead of closing a few tabs like a normal person, he stuck it in the freezer for 5 minutes. Problem solved, right? Except he forgot about it overnight. By morning, the computer was an ice sculpture of regret, complete with frozen USB ports and a memory card encased like a mosquito in amber. When he tried to thaw it out with a hairdryer, it literally caught fire. He saved 0 seconds, spent $200, and invented the cryogenic method of data loss. 9. The chainsaw shortcut. A man in Montana thought climbing down a ladder to unplug his chainsaw between cuts was a waste of time, so he tied the trigger on with a zip tie to keep it running. The result looked like a deleted scene from Final Destination, Home Edition. The chainsaw took off on its own like a furious spinning toddler and chewed its way through his workbench, 2 extension cords, and a perfectly good barbecue grill. His explanation to paramedics: it was efficiency gone rogue. 10. The no-stop car wash. A woman in Texas tried to save time by staying in her car during an automatic wash, with the windows down. She later told police she wanted to rinse the inside, too. By the end, her car looked like it had survived a hurricane made of soap. Her phone drowned, her purse disintegrated, and she drove off, leaving a trail of bubbles like a confused Disney princess. Somewhere, a car wash employee just quietly deleted the footage out of mercy. 11. The 1-minute haircut. A man in the UK invented what he proudly called the barber hack. Instead of paying or waiting for a haircut, he stuck his head inside a vacuum cleaner with a pair of clippers taped to the hose. The video begins with confidence and ends with a bald patch that looked like a crop circle of shame. When asked why he did it, he said, "It worked on TikTok." The lesson? Just because you can live stream your stupidity doesn't mean you should. 12. The efficient house painter. A contractor in California thought painting walls with a roller was too slow, so he attached a paint sprayer to a leaf blower. His words, "More speed, more coverage." His client returned home to find the walls, ceiling, furniture, and goldfish all the exact same shade of beige. The man proudly claimed it was the fastest job he ever finished. Technically true, because he was fired before. The paint dried. 13. The time-saving toaster bath. In Kansas, a guy decided he could multitask by eating breakfast while showering. His brilliant plan, toast bread in the bathroom to save 10 minutes before work. Unfortunately, electricity had other opinions. The toaster shorted out, taking the power in his entire building and leaving him explaining to the fire department why his Pop-Tarts were a contributing factor. When asked if he'd do it again, he said, "Probably, but maybe with an extension cord." He's now on every electrician's Customer of the Year list, as a warning. 14. The self-driving desk chair. A bored IT worker thought walking to meetings was wasting valuable time, so he motorized his rolling office chair using a leaf blower for propulsion. For 3 glorious minutes, he was the Steve Jobs of stupidity, zipping down the hallway yelling "innovation" before crashing directly into the break room coffee machine. The chair exploded like a caffeinated airbag, drenching everything in espresso. HR later updated the employee handbook to include no jet-powered seating devices in the workplace. 15. The one-trip legend. Every grocery shopper knows the sacred oath: never take 2 trips. One man in Pennsylvania took that oath too far, loading 18 bags up both arms to save time. He made it 6 steps before physics intervened. The scene looked like a piñata full of regret, broken eggs, spilled milk, and one man kneeling in the driveway whispering, "It was supposed to be efficient." His wife's only comment, "You saved time, now use it to mop the floor." 16. The airplane bathroom shortcut. A businessman on a long-haul flight didn't want to wait in line for the bathroom, so he brought an empty cup to his seat. You can guess where this is going. Turbulence hit, and suddenly, efficiency turned into a public water feature. The flight attendants confiscated the cup, the blanket, and probably his dignity. He claimed it was a private solution to public inefficiency. TSA later confirmed he's on a very different kind of no-fly list now. 17. The fast-track firefighter. A man in rural Canada was burning weeds in his yard, but didn't want to waste time with a hose nearby. "It's just a small fire," he said. 5 minutes later, half the neighborhood was glowing orange. When the fire department arrived, he proudly told them, "I was just trying to get it over with quickly." The captain replied, "You did, now it's over for everyone." He saved 5 minutes and lost 5 acres. Efficiency level, apocalypse. 18. The shortcut surgeon. A man in South Korea read online that a doctor charged $200 to remove a small mole. Outraged, he decided to perform the procedure himself to save both time and money. Armed with YouTube confidence and a bottle of vodka for disinfection, he sterilized a steak knife on his stovetop and got to work. The result? An emergency room visit, second-degree burns, and a scar that looked like an angry punctuation mark. When nurses asked why he didn't just go to a clinic, he said, "They make you wait." They also, notably, make sure you don't accidentally cauterize your own shoulder like a medieval knight. He later told reporters the operation was a partial success. He wasn't wrong. He successfully removed the mole, the skin around it, and most of his reputation. 19. The Car Wash Catastrophe, Part 2, DIY Edition. An impatient car owner in Florida decided that waiting for his favorite detail shop was a waste of time. So he set up his own express car wash at home using the only power tool he trusted, a pressure washer. It worked brilliantly for the first 0.7 seconds. Then the stream sliced through his car's paint like a samurai sword through butter. The mirrors went next, then the antenna, then one confused neighbor's mailbox. He later posted on Facebook that his car was now matte finish by choice. The total damage? $3,800, all to avoid a 20-minute wait. His final status update simply read, "Never again, RIP clear coat." 20. The Speedy Chef. A restaurant owner in Nevada was obsessed with efficiency. He bragged about being able to make breakfast for 50 people in under 10 minutes. His secret? Cooking bacon with a blowtorch and eggs with an industrial heat gun. The health inspector's visit that week could have doubled as a fireworks display. Half the kitchen went up in flames, and his fast breakfast turned into a 4-alarm brunch. The man, still proud, told the fire chief, "At least nobody had to wait long." True, because the restaurant closed permanently the next day. Nothing says quick service like watching your omelet combust in real time. 21. The Elevator Escape Artist. When a delivery driver in Chicago got stuck in an elevator, he decided not to wait for help because, as he put it, time is money. So he pried the doors open and tried to climb out. Unfortunately, the elevator wasn't broken. It was between floors. The moment he climbed halfway out, the system reactivated and moved. He was found wedged like a human bookmark between 2 stories. Miraculously, he survived, though his pride did not. When firefighters pulled him free, he asked how long it would have taken if he'd just waited. "About 2 more minutes," they replied. He nodded, sighed, and said, "I hate irony." 22. The Jet Ski Commute. In Thailand, a businessman decided rush hour traffic was for peasants. His solution? Commute to work via river, on a jet ski. It actually worked great for a week until he realized 2 key details. 1, he couldn't park a jet ski in an office garage, and 2, he'd been riding through a restricted shipping lane. His morning shortcut earned him a fine equivalent to 2 months' salary and international headlines reading, "Man turns commute into crime wave." His co-workers started a betting pool on how long he'd last before he got arrested. The winner guessed by Wednesday. He was caught Tuesday night. Turns out you can't beat traffic when the Coast Guard joins your carpool. 23. The Great Pizza Disaster. A man in New York was furious that his frozen pizza took a whole 20 minutes in the oven. He Googled faster pizza cooking methods and found a forum post suggesting that you can bake twice as fast at double the temperature. So he did. The recommended 400 degrees became 800 degrees, and his kitchen transformed into a small volcanic event. The smoke detector screamed. His pizza turned into a black carbon disk that NASA would later describe as chemically similar to meteorite fragments. He called 911 not for the fire, but to ask if they could bring another pizza on their way. The operator's actual response: "Sir, that's not how delivery works." He learned an important lesson that day. Sometimes fast food should just mean ordering delivery, not summoning the fire department. 24. The lightning-fast lawnmower. Meet Gary from Indiana, a man who believed mowing the lawn was a colossal waste of time. Watching the grass slowly surrender to a weak push mower felt like a personal insult to his efficiency. So he had a brilliant idea: attach his mower blades to his riding ATV. With a few zip ties, duct tape, and one YouTube tutorial later, Gary had built what neighbors would later describe as a lawnmower possessed by demons. He fired it up, hit the throttle, and instantly turned his peaceful yard into a war zone. Grass, gravel, and garden gnomes launched into orbit. His wife watched from the porch as Gary's turbo mower leapt a flower bed and mowed through the fence like it owed him money. The good news, it was the fastest lawn ever mowed. The bad news, it was also the last one. The repair costs for his fence, windows, and pride totaled over $9,000. When a reporter asked him if he'd do it again, Gary replied, "Next time, I'll use a riding tractor. Efficiency level, redneck NASA." 25. The Speed Folding Tragedy. A woman in Utah went viral for claiming she'd invented a way to fold laundry in half the time. Her method? Stack every shirt, pants, and towel, then press down with an iron to flatten the pile. "It's like a panini press for clothes," she proudly told TikTok. Within seconds, the tower of cotton turned into a sizzling fabric lasagna, complete with scorched polyester fumes. Her smoke detector did a duet with her ring light for 15 minutes straight. The final product looked like someone tried to cook origami. When asked if it worked, she said, "Well, I don't have to fold anything now." True, because everything fused together into one blackened, crispy sheet. 26. The DIY Speed Shaver. A man in Brazil thought shaving was too time-consuming. Watching himself in the mirror for 10 minutes every morning felt beneath his genius. So he decided to mechanize the process by duct taping a disposable razor to his electric drill. "It's simple," he told his friend filming the experiment. "Faster rotation, faster shave." He pressed the trigger and instantly transformed his face into a Jackson Pollock painting. In less than 2 seconds, he'd given himself 12 micro-lacerations and a new dimple that God never approved. The ER nurse later described it as a beard made of regret. His only defense? It did save time. True, it reduced his entire morning routine to one unforgettable trip to the hospital. 7. The Microwave Metal Workshop. In New Zealand, a craftsman wanted to dry his small metal sculptures faster. Air drying? Too slow? Hairdryer? Amateur hour. So he popped them into the microwave for just 1 minute. The resulting blast turned his kitchen into a recreation of the Big Bang in Dolby Surround. His microwave door shot across the room, embedding itself into the drywall like a futuristic throwing star. The explosion set off every car alarm on the block. When the firefighters arrived, they asked what he'd been cooking. He answered honestly, "Art." They nodded, took notes, and quietly added him to the "We'll be back" list. 28. The Ultimate Time Saver, aka the man who outsmarted gravity. Our grand finale belongs to one legend from Arizona who wanted to save time mowing, trimming, and raking forever. His plan? Cover his entire yard in fake grass spray paint. That's right, he bought 10 gallons of green automotive paint and went to work transforming his dry, patchy lawn into a toxic emerald paradise. For the first hour, it looked brilliant, lush, shiny, and undeniably fake. Then the wind picked up. Overspray coated his car, his driveway, his dog, and his wife's white SUV. By sunset, everything he owned was bright neon green, including the family cat, who still glows faintly under blacklight. Neighbors gathered in stunned silence, watching him wave proudly from his porch as fumes drifted down the street. The city fined him for environmental contamination, and his HOA now refers to him as the Green Menace. He told reporters, "I don't mow anymore. Totally worth it." The environmental agency disagreed, so did his dog. And there you have it, 28 people who saved seconds and lost everything else. Humanity's eternal battle with patience continues, one explosion, toaster, and lawnmower at a time. So tell me, which shortcut deserves a medal for maximum stupidity? Vote for your favorite disaster in the comments before someone tries to speed up typing.